Hello, get there, students. Okay, we are back to finish up our story with Is There an App for That? And I really enjoyed seeing the messages from all of you about some things that you would want to change for a day. There were some really fun and creative answers, everything from being faster or smarter, like in the story, to some people that were using some really creative imagination and some magical things like being able to turn invisible or being able to fly or things like that. So that was pretty cool. For me, I would, if I could do one thing for a day, if I was going to do something like practical, something I had to do, like that was humanly possible, I think I would like to be faster for the day. I'm not a very fast person. I think I could probably get more done if I was faster and able to get more done, move around a lot quicker, do some more chores around the house, get that lawn mowed, all that good stuff. If I was going to do something that didn't have to be real, something magical, it might be to be able to control time for a day. That would be fun, to control time and being able to move forward and backwards in time. That would be pretty awesome. But I bet you guys are more interested in what Fiona had to say, which one she wanted. So Fiona, you want to share yours? Yeah, so bigger. Fiona wanted to be bigger, and that's kind of how this all started. Is Fiona loses at wrestling when she wrestles with her brother, or Logan, a lot, and she kind of wishes she was bigger. So that's why we're kind of reading this story. So nice drawing, by the way, Fiona. That was very well done. I know you took some time on that. So we're going to finish up our story. When we left off, we had Haley, who had tried to be taller. She had tried to be faster. She tried to be smarter. And all those things had something that were good, that she enjoyed about those things, being different in those ways and having those strengths. But all of them came with something that was harder, or there was a challenge with those. So I think maybe some of you were picking up on that. A few of you mentioned that in your comments. So let's finish up our story, and let's see what happens with Haley, and if she learns a lesson that I think a lot of you out there have already started to learn, okay?
All right, so that is where we left Haley. Remember, she tried the brain app, and again, she did really good on the spelling bee and some of her schoolwork, but then it made her feel like she knew more than everybody else, and that was causing a problem. So let's see what she does next. The next morning, when I clicked the pool app, I shouted out, "With a slide, of course!" But something went terribly wrong. So she's going to try to get a pool because she thinks people will like her more if she has a pool. I said, "Of course, not horse." So she'd like a slide, of course, not horse, but the magical screen heard horse. And Haley has turned into a horse. Mom said I still had to go to school. Nay, I argued, but it didn't work. So her mom's going to make her go to school anyway. She said she wanted to be different, and her mom's making her see that maybe being different isn't always better.
I've always wanted a pet horse. Maybe if I could go back and do this again, I would do an app that gave me a horse for the day. But poor Haley has turned into a horse. Do you think that's going to go well?
I quickly learned schools are not made for horses. The seats are way too small, and it's no fun riding with hooves. To make things worse, animal control showed up to take me home. Oh, so life as a horse is not great when you're in a school. Poor Haley. Haley, I told you I'd let you try this for a week, Mom said. So I'm going to keep that promise. But I hope you're learning from this. I'm ready to talk more when you are. I sighed and went to bed. So she's not having fun trying this app. Tomorrow, I thought to myself. The next morning, I looked at my mirror. I saw only one app left. It was the Happy app. Duh, that's the one I should have clicked from the beginning. I decided to give it one last try. When I clicked the app, the screen disappeared, and all I could see was me. So she's used the last app, the Happy app, and all she can see is herself.
Fiona, why do you think when she pushed the Happy app, all that she sees is herself? No, you're not sure. Fiona's not sure. Boys and girls at home, do you have any guesses? Why do you think she's just seeing herself when she pushed the Happy app?
Mom, something's wrong. I clicked the app to be happy, but all I can see is boring old me. Mom smiled. Haley, that's what I've been trying to tell you. You should be happy with who you are. You should never change just to try to fit in. Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses. What are some of your strengths? Well, I said, I like to help people and make them laugh. That's awesome. I like that she does that. What can you work on to do better? Soccer, I said right away. How can you make that happen? She said. I could practice dribbling with both feet, I answered. She said, great idea. And remember, I love you just the way you are, and you should love yourself that way too. I guess I was so worried about what other people thought that I forgot how many things there were to like about me. So Haley is finally learning the lesson. It's not about trying to get other people to like you, trying to be different. It's about finding the things that you love about yourself. That day, I went to school glad to be me. Right away, the kids asked, what app did you choose today? The happy app, I said with a smile. Look at her at lunch. It felt good to say I was happy and actually mean it. During school, I tried to make other people smile. I played with a new student, Maddie, at recess and invited her to sit with me at lunch. Well, that is so kind and caring. When someone called me Shorty, I said, thanks for noticing. From that day on, my new friends nicknamed me Happy. So instead of focusing on the things she doesn't like about herself, she's focusing on what she does like about herself. If there's something that she wants to change, she's going to work on it. But she's not going to let other people make her feel bad. And she's not comparing herself to anyone else anymore. She's just finding things she likes about being her and working on the things she wants to work on for herself, not for other people. I went home and told my mom all about my day and how excited I was to go to school tomorrow. Haley, I hate to tell you that tomorrow's Saturday, Mom said with a smile. Why do weekends have to ruin everything?
All right, so that's the end of the story. Did you like the end of the story, Fiona? Did you get the lesson finally? That's right. The lesson is we need to appreciate ourselves for who we are. And yes, there are things that are challenges, but there are also things we really need to learn to appreciate about ourselves. And that's my message for all of you. I want you to really appreciate who you are. Appreciate all the good stuff about you. There's a really important conversation towards the end of the story that Haley has with her mom, where her mom is saying you need to just be you. And yes, you have strengths and weaknesses, like everybody does. And she asks her to list some strength. And Haley identifies that she's really good at making people laugh, which is awesome. That's a great thing to have. All of us, we want that in our friends, right? We want friends that can make us laugh. And her mom said, what's a weakness? And she talked about soccer. And then her mom said, okay, if that's a weakness, what could you do to get better at that? And that's the important thing. Don't try to be somebody else. Don't compare yourself to other people. Find the things about you that are great and that you appreciate. You should have a list in your mind ready to go about the things you like about you. Maybe you're funny, thoughtful, kind, caring, compassionate. Maybe you really like to do nice things for people. Maybe you're always helping out around the house. There could be anything. Maybe you're really smart. Maybe you're really good at sports. Maybe you're really good at video games. Whatever it is. Fiona says she's really good at catching mice. Maybe you're really good at catching mice. Those are great. Appreciate those things. Celebrate those things about you. And then, there's going to be things that we're not so good at. And if there's something you're not so good at, instead of getting really upset and just getting down on yourself for that one thing, challenge yourself. Find a way to see if you can get better at that. But make sure you're getting better at it because you want to and not because you're comparing yourself to someone else. Everyone around us is different. They all have their own strengths and weaknesses that they can work on. But just because I'm with somebody, like if I'm playing sports and I'm on a teammate with somebody who's super, super good at soccer and I'm only okay at soccer, if I want to get better, that's great. But I shouldn't be because my teammate is so good. I should want to get better for me. And I shouldn't compare myself to my teammate. When I'm working on trying to get better, I just want to compare me to me, not me to the other people on my team. I'm just going to keep getting better at that. Maybe you're shy. You want to get a little better at talking to people and sharing. Maybe you are a little scared of doing things and you want to get a little bit braver. Maybe math is a challenge for you and you want to get a little better at math. Awesome. Do those things for you. Practice them, get better at them for you. Don't compare yourself to other people. There's a lot to like about you. Make sure you know what those things are. I'm trying to think. If I could change one thing about myself, like if there's one thing that I need to work on, not the magical app, one thing I would like to work on, it would probably be, I think I'd like to be a little bit more, I'm going to say proactive, boys and girls. Mr. Kramer can be a little bit of a procrastinator, which means sometimes I put off doing my work until like the last minute, and I really wish I was a little better at doing things sooner. But that's something I can work on. That's a weakness. Something I like about me, I think I'm good at helping people, and I really like that about me, and I want to celebrate that about me. Fiona, what's something that you like about you? That's right. You are a very good communicator. She is. Not many cats can talk to people the way that Fiona does. That's a great strength. What's something you want to get a little bit better at? Wrestling. Okay, she still wants to get a little better at wrestling with her brother. All right, Fiona, so you can work on that. What can you do to work on that? Okay, she's going to do some yoga, some cat yoga, so she gets more flexible, so she's better at wrestling for herself. She's not going to compare herself to her brother. Nice job, Fiona. Logan, is there anything that you want to share? You like being you already? You're feeling pretty good about you? Okay, anything you want to work on? You want to get even better at cuddling. I don't know, you're very good at cuddling. You want to get even better at it. Okay, Logan's going to keep getting better at cuddling. All right, boys and girls. I hope you enjoyed the story. And remember, just be you. Celebrate the things that make you, you. Be proud of those things. Stop comparing yourself to other people. If there's something you want to work on, a weakness that you have that you want to get better at, then go ahead and plan on how you can get better at that. But do it for you, not for anybody else. All right, we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.